Hello guys, my name is Amit Sani and I welcome you in this 24th July The Hindu analysis. In the morning these videos come, in the evening the MCQ lessons they come. So 40 minutes lesson this Hindu analysis and 20 minutes lesson of MCQs. So around 1 hour is there dedicated for current affairs, and this is the integrated preparation for UPSC Civil Service Examination for both prelims and mains stage. And the opinions, the things that we are getting here in the articles, the clarity of the angles and out of the box thinking, all these things are extremely supportive in your interview stage also. So here you are preparing for the interview stage on a daily basis. So follow these lessons religiously and 1 hour of important information, and always try to be effective. This line you must remember always. Somebody would want a particular sutra, then this can be a sutra. Means anywhere, in any situation, wherever you are, in a relation, in a particular aim, in your job, in your studies, in your pursuit of some particular position, if you think, how can I be effective? So that can fuel a lot of energy inside you, because whenever you will think that I'm studying now, I'm sitting on my table, am I effective for the last 1 hour, or for the last 2 days, or for the last 1 week? Was I effective here? So you will evaluate yourself, and when you will try to be effective, then you will think about your ways, that how you can become effective, how you can raise your performance, how you can get the things, how you can achieve your aim. And always remember this thing: every person, every human being, there is a basic need of satisfaction and the recognition issue, and recognition is always achieved when you are effective. If you are not effective, then your personality has no weightage, and that's why you feel incomplete, and that incompleteness creates a lot of complexities in your personality, and you will be lacking a lot of things. So that's why being effective is important, and always try to be effective. That's the thing. Pocket News app is trending on Google Play. You can download that on Hindi. Updation is also there, and these courses, they are available below the video. The description is given. You can call on these numbers, and you can visit the website also. The chat section is available there. And this is the Facebook group where I upload the PDF, and you will also get the Telegram link there. You can follow me on Instagram too, and this is the Telegram channel's link. And the StudyIQ's Telegram channel, you all know about that. Now we will start the lesson with the most important information. Trump said that Modi ji asked me to mediate for the Kashmir issue. Now it has become a major challenge. It has become it's a huge thing, because two biggest leaders, they are involved in this talk directly, and this claim is made by the American president, the most powerful country in this world, and the president. That person says that a de facto head of a country, he says that mediate for that issue. So it's not a simple thing, it's a huge concern, and our position has been there all these years that we will not go for any kind of mediation. When this issue was taken to a UN body, and this allegation is there on Nehru, and BJP is raising this issue always, that we made this issue international, and Pakistan always wants to take it there. So that's why we are not able to tackle that. Now the ruling party, the BJP party, and its head, and actually the head is the Prime Minister of India. So has he said that? External Affairs Ministry said no, absolutely no. He never said this thing. That means Trump is blatantly lying. Now the next information says, the chief economic advisor in the Trump administration, he says that this is again it's a false claim by Indian media, that Trump has not said that. They say that Trump has not made up things, and this is perfectly true, that Modi ji has asked for this mediation. So whom we consider as a true person, Trump ji or Modi ji? Which person? Now the next article talks about the similar issue between India and Pakistan. Now you see, India and Pakistan, a unique situation. All problems, all situations, all things are connected with our identities, which are almost similar. If we look at the map, you see Kashmir, then Pakistan, Pakistan and India, these region, Punjab region mainly, and throughout our history, this region was unique, and it was almost similar. There is no difference between the Pakistan Punjab side and India and Punjab side. And if you talk about other regions also, Sindhis and all, so all regions were similar, and still people are similar. Their thinkings are similar. Their ways, how do they talk, in which way they become emotional, what are the issues, and cultures, things are similar. Languages are similar. So when things are so similar, why all these differences came here, and who fueled these differences, and why we are not settled till this time in this 21st century, when all solutions are there, or all global problems are there, we can solve many issues, but why we are not able to solve these issues? Because people are involved, and the people who have wrong intentions, maybe political gains, and these people who do not want the integration there, some religious fanatic groups and all, so they fuel these things between these people. And when you see the manifestation of that, recently we saw World Cup, the kind of campaigning was there on social media, that was very negative, and especially from India's side, which is a bigger nation. All these trends like baap hota hai, beta hota hai, these kind of things, so very negative things, means they do not hold any water, they are never supportive, and these campaigns can never solve any kind of issue, they can just aggravate the problem. So when a connection between the people of these countries, when these become weak, then always whenever any kind of trouble will be there, then they will blame the other country. If that connection between these people and the bond between the people, if that is very strong, then they will always blame these anti-social, anti-national people, or these terrorist groups. Always they will say that terrorist wants to break our bond. And if the bond is weak, then all these people, they will take the other country's name. Means the Pakistanis will say India has attacked us, Indians will say Pakistan has attacked us. And who is giving us this direction to think? These are the politicians. Worst kind of campaigning we saw in our recent election. Whole election, no developmental issues, no other crucial issues, no problematic issues, no agrarian crisis, and nothing, just national security and Pakistan. So if this Pakistan issue is not there, what they will talk of? In both the countries, both these political groups and all, they are behaving in the same way. Both countries' medias, they are behaving in the same way. They are just cashing on the people's emotion. So if that issue becomes clear between these people, if the bond between the people of these countries, that becomes strong, you just imagine a condition where more than 100 crore people from this country and around 20 crore people from that country, if they both put this pressure, if they run the social media campaigns that anyhow unite these countries, we do not know how you will do that, but we want a United Nations. If this campaign is there, then you cannot imagine these political parties and all these groups and all, they will not have any power left with them, because their power lies with the people's confusion, people's disorientation. So disoriented people are the main reason here. Although some emotional instances we see that when they both come together, but again they will feel like that, and they will run these abusive campaigns, and they will mock each other. So these things again tarnish all the issues. The way we saw Lahore Declaration in February 1999, then in May that debacle happened of Kargil. What was the result? The result is that relations are strained, and that is why lakhs of lives in Kashmir are soldiers' lives, maybe Pakistan soldiers' lives also. So these are innocent people fighting for the normal public, and what normal public is doing? They are abusing each other, mocking each other, as they think that these things will solve the problem, and they will prove that India is Baba Pakistan. No, never. This is utter foolishness. If these relations are improved, a lot of problems we will solve, and seriously we will become the global power, because the issues are stuck here. We are not able to prove our hegemony in the South Asian region. SAARC is stuck, the most important grouping. Why? Because India-Pakistan relations are not good, and that's why these worst kind of groupings are there, and all the times we are busy with that, and most of our defense spendings and all, they are they are focusing toward this issue. If this issue is solved, then what is going to be left? So why I am talking to this large extent? Because the issue of hate that starts from the heart, and the issue of spirituality, the true following of the religion, and that feeling issue that again starts from the heart. If we will understand the causes of these two issues, they are emanating from the same sources, then we can solve the problem. And always the positive emotion, the positive feeling overcomes the negative one. And the bond that I am talking about between the India and Pakistan people, around 1.5 billion people, if that becomes strong, then we can solve many problems. That is the only positivity in the Kartarpur corridor, because it's a spirituality issue. It is not only about the Sikhism, because Guru Nanak was a world leader, and it is not the religious issue. It is the issue of humanity now. We should talk about always humanity. Humanity should be the biggest religion. We should not specify religions. Although this thing is attached with the first Guru, and they think that the last evidences of the Guru Granth Sahib are there in Kartarpur, and they think that Kartarpur Sahib himself was the 11th Guru. So these things are specific, but their consequences are huge, and they are connected with the humanity issue. So that's why we need to see this issue in this light. Now, why we are becoming over positive here? Because we have no option. We have to remain positive here, because we are neighbors. We cannot change each other, and it is the issue of 1.5 billion people. We have to remain positive here. Any instance where we can find some positivity, and where we have chances to bolster that bond, then we have to execute the plans. Although many problems are there, many pains were inflicted on us, and many issues we are facing, but it is not the people of both the countries. It is some limited number of groups and these political advantages which are being taken, which are the responsible people for these strains, and they are not trying anywhere to solve these issues. They are just taking advantage of the emotion of the people, and just pushing the forces to go there and to die there. And in the name of this false problem, because it's a false problem. India Pakistan is a false problem, because is it a global problem? Is it a health issue? You tell me. Cancer, diabetes, these non-communicable disease targets, HIVs, and our incapacities, poverties, these are the real enemies, or the enemies which are created by us only. The India Pakistan enemies, these are the bigger enemies. Obviously this climate change, poverty, disease, these are the real problems. We need to solve these issues, but these are created issues. So that's why, in the name of this problem that is created by us only, we are intentionally killing our soldiers. Both countries are killing their soldiers, because these are innocent people. Go to their families and feel the pain. We are running campaigns on social media when World Cup comes, when some other issue comes, but go and visit those families where soldiers are losing their lives. Visit the Kashmir families, what they are experiencing. This is hell, and we do not care. We just pass these statements that we can destroy the other country, we can destroy this country, and that. This will never solve the problem. This is the problem of the ego, and ego is created. It is not emanating by itself. It is created. The problem between India and Pakistan is created. It has not automatically came there on this world. Disease came there on this world automatically. They were there with the humanity, but religion was not there with the humanity. It was created by humans only. And the different problems and the borders, the motherland issues, and the nationalistic discourses, they are created. They are not self-sustaining. They did not come on earth by itself. Those were created by humans. And that's why I say, always these border problems, whether it is India, Pakistan, Israel, Palestine, on all these issues, these are created. These are false problems that we have created, because we behave in a foolish way, and some people want to take advantage of the confusion and disorientation of the normal public, and that's why they keep these problems alive, and they take advantages, and that's a clear symptom with in front of us, but we do not want to see that. So that's why this is a bigger picture of this issue, and that's why we need to see that this issue of spirituality that can beat the hate in many hearts, and that's why we need to execute that problem. Although some issues are there, like when the dossier was submitted on 14th of July to Indian authorities, then we came to know that some people who have these intentions of Khalistan support, and these supporters are there on the board of this Kartarpur corridor. So that's a problematic issue, because it cannot be supported. It's a separatist issue, and they are trying global referendum. They have tried in the past, and they ran a campaign like a referendum 2020 for this issue of Sikhs for Justice group. Means they want to create Khalistan for Sikhs only, the Sikh state, but both these countries, they cannot allow this thing, and that's why it's the issue, and we have fought with this issue. So some suspicions are there that why Pakistan is supporting this issue so intensively, and why their backing is suddenly changed. Maybe some ulterior motive is there, so we need to be careful about that. So obviously we need to be careful about those issues. Okay, so we can talk only about our side. Means do not take this thing that India is on some kind of mistake. We are not at mistake, but we are talking in our country, and we have to talk about our position first. Then we have to talk about the Pakistan's position. We know Pakistan has made many mistakes, but do we have any option? We are the neighbors. You suppose a condition of a cancer patient. We know that the impossibility is there, but still we try till the last day, because we want to keep that person alive. We have emotions attached. So here also maybe many problems are there, but it was our part. Pakistan was India only, and if these two countries, they become united, suppose the condition of this region totally changed geopolitics we will have, but that thing is not possible in the near future. But for sure we can have solutions, we can have good relations, but who is fueling those negativities? We need to find out that. We need to expose those people, and that's why some hidden informations are a problem. So we need to be careful about these ulterior motives, and we need to always be careful about these groups which are anti-India. That's the case. Okay, and now a condition is like that. India is having a strong government, they have full majority, they can go for big decisions, and maybe some groups will not accept that, but these positivities can be supported because heavy support is there, and we can go for big time decisions there. And a lot of problems these people have seen. Means the people of Kashmir, the people of both the sides, they have seen many issues, so they are also exhausted. Maybe these terror groups, they are finding consistent support for countering India, but people are exhausted a lot. They have seen many vagaries there, so they also want solutions. So any kind of positivity, we should exploit that. At least we should try this thing. That is the message of Suhasini Heather here. Otherwise the whole issue is a repeated one, and we have discussed this issue in the past. And the changed stand of Pakistan suddenly means the worst year we have seen, but Kartarpur corridor is supported with a lot of force by Pakistan's Prime Minister, and even the military head, the Qamar Bajwa. This proposal has come from his side also. So that's why it's a thing that we need to be careful of, but we need to support that. So regarding this issue, I have given you a wide angle here, and I'm sorry if some people think that it's a wasted time, but it is not a wasted time. If you think going more deep into it, because these are the connected issues, and they are really the reason of this problem. So you can write a important mini essay or a mains question here. And the next issue is the AIDS issue. You see, in 1990s we used to see a lot of ads. Means every 5 minutes there was a advertisement for AIDS awareness. Same with polio. We have covered there, and we are a polio free nation now. But AIDS is a different problem. First of all, AIDS is not a disease, it's a syndrome. Means it's a condition where a person is mired with many diseases, like some cancers are there which are related with the less immunity. TB patients, most of the times these people are. And why these problems? Because immunity is ended. Why? Because HIV is working, human immunodeficiency virus is working. HIV is the virus which causes immunodeficiency in the body, and because of a consistent deficiency of immunity, person gets a lot of common diseases, and the combination of all those diseases creates a stage of AIDS, and that's why the person dies. So the person dies with multiple problems, multiple common diseases which are there because of the less immunity, and commonly cancers and tuberculosis. So we know it's a virus, and many viruses are there, they do not have any cure, because these viral diseases, they are mostly covered by the body's immunity only. So in other diseases like dengue, the influenza and all, our immunity works, but in the case of HIV, it attacks the immunity only. In the case of dengue, Japanese encephalitis, chikungunya, they are affecting the body, they are growing in the body, but immunity is working consistently. But why we do not have a cure for this HIV? Because it is attacking the immunity only. It is attacking the T cells. T cells numbers, they are declined after this infection. And if we do not take the ART medicines, ART therapy means antiretroviral therapy, then the suppression of the virus is not there, and it is consistently growing in your body, and you are dead after some very brief time, because the immunity is dropped with a very fast pace. So first we need to understand this antiretroviral therapy. You see, viruses, they are a link between dead and the living, and they come before this categorization of anything is plant or a human or a multicellular body or something like that. In the starting there is virus, and we do not know the cause of virus, from where it came. Maybe it came from some other part of the universe, we do not know, we are not sure about that. Biggest mystery of this world is virus. They just have a genetic material. If they are outside of the cell, then they are just a dead material. If they are getting into any cell, then they hijack the DNA program there. Cells have DNAs, our cells have DNAs, but these viruses, they are of two types, a DNA virus and RNA virus. This virus, HIV virus, is a RNA virus. It has a genetic material of RNA. It has an enzyme called integrase, and it will attach its RNA material with the DNA of the cell. So the cell, the host cell, the patient cell, that will take this material as its own part, and it will duplicate it, and this way the virus grows in your body, and the more the number of the virus is, it will attack more your immunity. So this way the immunity comes down, the cells which are the important constituent of your immunity, they come down in number, and in this way the immunity goes towards a decline. It's a fast decline, and person gets many diseases. So in the starting, the people do not understand that why this is happening. Many diseases, frequent infections are there in the body. When they go for this HIV checkup, ELISA test, then only they know about this issue, and it's a very scary issue. That's why many people do not go for this testings and all. And in 90s we had many campaigns, and that's why it was a huge awareness issue, because it was recently recognized a disease, and it was killing many people in Africa and India also. Lakhs of people lost their lives. So they had to go for some changes. 1994 UN AIDS was created. Before that, this issue was there with WHO. Now again the demands are rising that it should be given to WHO as it was there before. So UNAIDS started working in 1994, and a lot of achievements are there, but now the highest officials, they have resigned. So when we needed some leadership here, crucial leadership at this time, when times are changing, it's a fast time, it's a digitized world, and a lot of issues are there which are supportive of the AIDS spreading. So we need leadership here, but this body is facing some challenges there. So they may ask you about UNAIDS. In 2001, UNGASS, this special session was there where they adopted some issues, and there was a global fund which was created for 3 diseases: AIDS, tuberculosis and malaria. AIDS is not a disease, but we can call it generally. So global fund was created for these 3, and these 3 are the biggest killers in this world. So ART was given for AIDS, antiretroviral therapy. Again, why antiretroviral? Because as I tell you, this RNA is attached with this DNA, and normally what is the central dogma theory? Means from DNA there is a process called transcription. Transcription creates RNA, from DNA RNA, and from RNA peptide chains or the specific proteins are created, and that is the process of translation. So this is a one-way road, means from DNA RNA would be made, from RNA DNA would not be made. This is the central dogma theory, and it was given by Francis Crick. Okay, now in this issue, from RNA it is attached with DNA, and from RNA the DNA is made. So it is reverse transcriptase, because it is the transcription process, DNA to RNA, RNA to DNA, reverse transcription. So reverse transcriptase. So that's why antiretroviral therapy, it's a retrovirus, it goes back in the sequence. So these therapies, they suppress this virus's impact, and the immunity is maintained, and this is how the person lives a long life. But this epidemic is still alive. The false propagandas are there, false informations are there, spread through social media that AIDS is gonna end very, very soon, but this is not a truth. This is far from being truth. And many regions like Russia, Middle East, they are very much vulnerable, and way more vulnerable than they were 10-20 years before. That drug addicts are more in number, homosexuals are also more in number in this world today, and that's why these instances are increasing, because major regions these are for the AIDS spreading, the HIV spreading. So that's the case. So we ran many campaigns, and now we have a target of Sustainable Development Goals. SDG 3 is also there, where they are talking about this issue. Mainly 2030 is the year when we are targeting to end this menace, but ending is very difficult, but we can have targets. So you can see here Sustainable Development Goal 3, and different targets are there in 4, 5, 10 and 16 also, indirect targets. And UNAIDS ran a fast track strategy, fast track targets they decided in 2014. What are those? They are for 2020 year, means 90-90-90 strategy. 90% people should be aware of their HIV status, because when they will be aware, then they will go for these testing and the medicines, and then they can live a healthy life, and they will not be spreading it to other people. Otherwise they may spread it to many other people, because HIV spreads easily. So 90% should be aware, 90% should get the treatment, ART therapy, and 90% should suppress their virus with this treatment. So this is the 90-90-90 strategy. And the main target, that 5 lakh annually these infections, that the number should be below 5 lakh by 2020, and by 2030 below 2 lakh should be the number of infected people. And if we compare to the 2010 situation, then by 2030 the AIDS related deaths, they should be coming down by 90%, means only 10% of the 2010 number should be the actual deaths by AIDS. So that's the target by UNAIDS, and it was launched in 2014, and this is the fast track strategy they call it. So they may ask you which is the fast track strategy or the 90-90-90 strategy. It is by whom? So it is by UNAIDS, and you can look at these targets, and these are important ones. So I have told you about the issue, so you can write a mains question on the basis of that. And this retrovirus, this detail is also very much important. Please go through that. These are transcription and translation process, and how this is important, what is the central dogma theory, and what Francis Crick suggested, the issue of DNA and RNA, and why this is a unique disease, and why we are not able to control that. And for sure this activism is weakening, because the new generation is not that much aware as they were 10 to 20 years before, because there were a lot of campaigns, and a very intensive campaigns were there at that time. But today campaigns are more there for diabetes, cancers and all, and for AIDS we see lower number of campaigns. So that's why these should be increased, and that's why the leadership is needed. It's a crucial time, it's a changing time. Here next issue, Maharashtra is going to launch the Mission Shakti, and they are going to find out the talented youth, and especially from the tribal areas, because Hima Das has given a great example here, 5 times gold in just 19 days. It's a huge achievement, it's a very proud achievement, and she has slapped many people. The theory is that that women are not capable, the females are not capable. So it's a big slap, and it's a greatest example of all, because 5 golds in 19 days, and in that area where we have not achieved much. That's the biggest thing. In sprint races we have not achieved many goals, so that's the greatest thing. So now they are going to run this Mission Shakti by Maharashtra. Next, motor vehicles bill. States say that our powers are being stripped off by center. Center is becoming more and more powerful with this motor vehicle bill. You see, many bills are there.